welcome to my channel. I am Abhinay and I have come up with a new video today. So my today's video would be on the topic of Schrodinger's equation basically. So I would first like to describe some few terms related to this equation, and then I would be giving the proof of this equation and where this equation is generally used. Okay, so let's get started. So see, there are basically two types of Schrodinger's equation. One is the time independent Schrodinger equation and another is the time dependent Schrodinger equation. Okay, so firstly, here in this video I will be specifically discussing about time independent Schrodinger equation. Okay, so there are some basic terms which you should know. Okay, so see, Schrodinger's equation is basically meant for the electronic waves. That is that according to de Broglie, Louis de Broglie, every particle behaves as a wave and every wave behaves as a particle. That is in quantum mechanics. This all comes in quantum mechanics actually. In quantum mechanics, there is nothing like only particle and only wave. There is a concept of duality that every particle behaves as a wave and every wave behaves as a particle. Okay, so its explanation is given. So Schrodinger's equation, see, if I throw a ball, then we would see it as that if I am throwing a ball, so we would see it as being a particle, that it is a particle. So we will not see it as a wave because its wave character, its wavelength is so small that we are unable to see it as a wave. But in some specific cases like subatomic particles such as electron, we know that electron is matter. Electron has a rest mass, but according to the speed of that electron, at which it revolves around the nucleus, and the mass of the electron, its wave character becomes extremely significant. It behaves actually as a wave. So to describe the wave motion, to describe the wave of that electron, Schrodinger gave this equation, which is time independent, which is Schrodinger equation. He gave this. Okay, so now first discuss about that. See, every wave has an equation. Every wave is described by an equation. Suppose let us say that there is a transverse wave on a string. Okay, so for about transverse wave on a string, the equation would be, there is a wave. It is a transverse wave on a string. Okay. Okay. So its equation would be y is equals to a sine 2 pi t by t minus x by lambda. Now see friends, this is a function actually. This is a function which is describing this transverse wave. Okay, this is a function which is describing this transverse wave, and this function is denoted by y. So we can call it as, see, there are two variables, one is x and one is t. So if we want to differentiate this equation, so we would have to partially differentiate. We can't do complete differentiation because we would have to assume one variable as constant. So see, as this is the equation consisting of two variables which are x and t, so it can also be written as y of x comma t. So this is a function. This is a function which describes this particular wave. Okay. So in the similar manner, every wave has a wave function. Every wave. So in we can say that every wave, be it longitudinal wave, transverse wave, EM waves, electromagnetic waves, or any wave has to be need a equation to describe its motion actually. Okay. So according to Schrodinger, what he said that this equation, which is del square of u is equals to 1 by v square dou 2 u by dou t square. So see friend, Schrodinger gave this equation. Actually, this is the equation which is applicable to any kind of wave, be it matter waves or be it what you can say electromagnetic waves or transverse waves or longitudinal waves. Any kind of wave would be explained by this equation. Now what is this del square? So friends, this term is basically known as the Laplacian operator. Okay, given by the scientist Laplace. It is a Laplacian operator. Okay, so what is it? So it is based, and what is u? U is a function actually. U is a function which describes the wave. Actually, u is a particular function which is describing the wave, and this whole is particularly a differential equation whose solution would be the function which is describing the wave. Okay, so this is a function. So this is a function of wave, and del square means it simply means that it is a second order partial differentiation of the variables in the function u. It means suppose u has two variables, so x and y. So it would be del square u, then it would mean that del 2 u by del x square plus del 2 u by del y square, if u is a function of x and y, two variables. Okay, so it depends that how much variables does the function have. Okay, so every wave can be explained by this particular differential equation. Okay, u is a function, and here it is a second order, it is partially differentiated twice with respect to time. Okay, so this is a particular equation. Okay, now in quantum mechanics, basically in quantum mechanics, here it is what that the electron which is traveling around the nucleus, so that electron, the wave of that electron is known as matter wave, but the function which describes that electron, wave is generally denoted by psi. So don't get confused, friends, as here the function is denoted by y. Okay, this is a transverse wave on a string. Okay, so here the function is denoted by y. In the same way, the wave function in quantum mechanics is generally denoted by psi, which is this. This is psi. Okay, it is psi. Okay, it is psi. Okay, now let us come to the derivation. Okay, so basically psi is a function of r and t. Sometimes it may also be the function of x, y, z or t. That means considering the nucleus as the origin, and any point in the space around it as to be x, y or z, it will have some coordinates x, y or z. Or it can be also that it can be also that the function consists of r, which is the radial distance from the nucleus. Okay, it would be the radial distance from the nucleus at any point in the sphere of atom. Okay, so the function for that would depend on r and t. See, every wave function depends on time. Time is means it is compulsory, because every wave has some time period. So the variable time is actually compulsory. Okay, so some wave functions can also be the function of r and t. Okay, so or it might be also the function of x, y, z and t. Okay, so let us say that we have a function psi of a particular electron. So it is a function of r and t. R means the radial distance from the nucleus. Okay, so according to this, we can say that del square psi of r and t is equals to 1 by v square. See, v square is the velocity of wave. Okay, 1 by v square dou 2 psi of r comma t by dou t square. Okay, so this is the equation. Now what we will do that this is del square psi of rt. Okay, friends, so this is the equation. Now what is the solution to this equation? Actually, the solution to this equation, this is particularly a differential equation. So the solution to this differential equation actually comes from advanced mathematics. So I would not dwell into that advanced mathematics, but we just have the solution, that the solution of this particular differential equation has, see, any differential equation has a solution which is a function. Okay, any differential equation has a solution, and that solution is a particular function of variables. Might be 2 variables, 3 variables, or n number of variables. Okay, so the solution of this particular equation, differential equation, is psi of rt is equals to psi 0 of r e to the power minus I omega t. Okay, here I means the complex number iota. Okay, I is equals to root minus 1. Okay, it is a complex number. And omega actually means the angular frequency of the wave, which means 2 pi f. Okay, so what we will do then, we will first differentiate this equation. Okay, we will first differentiate this equation with respect to time. We will partially differentiate this equation with respect to time. Okay, so it would be dou to we will partially differentiate this equation with respect to time, and that also 2 times. So first we differentiate it. So dou psi of rt by dou t square by dou t is equals to, now see, psi 0 of r, if this is a particular function actually, but this function only contains r and it doesn't contain t, so it will be treated as a constant. But this function has a t, so it would be differentiated with respect to time. So see, what would be it? It would be equal to minus I omega psi 0 of r e to the power minus I omega t. Okay, now again differentiate this equation. Okay, now on again differentiating, we will get it as dou to psi of rt. We will differentiate with respect to time. Okay, by dou t square is equals to, now see, here also this term will come, so it would be I square omega square psi 0 r of t e to the power minus I omega t. See now I is equal to root minus 1, so I square equals to minus 1 equal to minus omega square psi of r of t e to the power minus I omega t. Okay, now see, what is this? See, psi 0 r of t e to the power minus omega t. See, this is the same term, this term and this term, these are the same, so we can substitute this in this. Okay, therefore d2 psi of r comma t by dt square is equal to, now it is minus omega square, so we can write it as minus omega square psi of rt, because this and these terms are same, so it would be psi of rt. Okay, so it is minus omega square psi of rt. Now we know that we know that here, which is del square psi of rt is equals to 1 by v square dou 2 psi of rt by dou t square. So see, we will substitute this value 2 and it is 1. So we will substitute this value 2 in 1. Okay, by substituting the value 2 in 1, we get, see, 2, this is 2 in this 1, so what we will get, that dou 2 psi of rt by dou t square is equals to minus omega square psi of rt. Okay, so we will substitute this in this, so we will get del square psi of rt is equals to, in this place we will use this. Okay, it is equal to minus omega square by v square, okay, psi of rt. Okay, we just got this. Now see, what is omega? Omega is equals to 2 pi f. And what is v? Velocity of wave is generally, what is velocity of wave? It is frequency into wavelength. Okay, here f is the frequency, so velocity is equals to frequency into wavelength of the wave. See, so see, we will just substitute this, so it will be minus del square psi of rt is equals to minus omega is equals to 2 pi f, so it would be 4 pi square f square, and velocity would equal to frequency into wavelength, so it would be frequency into wavelength. Okay, and it would be squared. Okay, now f, this would get cancelled and we will get this type of equation. So we will get del square psi of rt plus 4 pi square by lambda square equal to 0. See, this is actually applicable for any general wave. So this is actually applicable for any general wave, but we have to deal with matter waves as we are talking in Schrodinger equation. So Schrodinger equation actually deals with the matter waves. Okay, what are matter waves? So matter waves are that means that matter has particular rest mass. It is mass. That matter has particular rest mass, and it is traveling in such a way, and its mass and velocity are in such a way that it looks like a wave. It has a significant wave character. So those waves are known as matter waves. Okay. So the wavelength of those matter waves is given by lambda by p, which is lambda by mv. Where it is given, the wavelength lambda is given by h by p is equal to h by mv. So because according to the de Broglie formula, okay, related to the matter waves. Okay, so now see, now this we have to deal with matter waves. So this lambda, this is actually the wavelength of that electronic wave. So according to de Broglie formula, lambda is equals to h by mv, where h is the Planck's constant, m is the mass, and v is the velocity. Okay, we can use here. Now substitute this value of lambda in this. So what we will get? Del square psi of r comma t plus 4 pi square into m square v square by h square. Okay, it would be 4 pi square m square v square by h square. Okay, it is right. Okay, now friends, let us see, it is equal to 0. Okay, now we just come to the energy of the electron when it is when it is revolving around the nucleus. So when we talk about energy, so the nucleus, the electron has two kinds of energy. One is the potential energy, because there is a what you can say, that there is a potential defined due to the attraction between the nucleus and the electron. So they definitely have a potential. So therefore electron has some potential energy, and also since the electron is moving, so it also has a kinetic energy. Okay, so what would be the kinetic energy? See, now kinetic energy can be written as total energy. E is total energy, which is kinetic energy plus potential energy. So kinetic energy is equals to E minus V, which is potential energy. So total energy minus potential energy is equal to kinetic energy. Okay, which will equal to half of mv square. Okay, now let us multiply both the sides by 2m. So what would it give? It would give 2m E minus V is equals to m square V square. Okay, it would give 2m E minus V equals to m square V square. Now this value we will substitute in this equation. Okay, so what will be it? Del square psi of RT plus 8m E minus V, 8m E minus V by x square equal to 0. Now suppose it can also be written as del square psi of RT plus,
Now it can also be written as 2 into 4 m e minus v by h square equal to 0. Okay, h square equal to 0. Now we just take this it will also contain pi. Okay, 8 pi square actually. It would contain 8m e minus v pi square by h square equal to 0. So it would be pi square. Okay, so if we bring this 4 pi square by h square, if we will rearrange this, so we will get del square psi of rt plus we will get h by 2 pi whole square. It would be 2 m e minus v by h by 2 pi whole square equal to 0, and h by 2 pi is generally known as reduced Planck constant. Okay, h by 2 pi is equals to reduced Planck constant, which is denoted by h cross. Okay, so what you can see, the final equation is del square psi of r comma t plus 2m e minus v by h cross square. So this is the final equation. Okay, this is the final equation, which is the Schrodinger time independent equation. Okay, so friends, we have arrived at our final equation. This is our final equation, which is the Schrodinger time independent equation. Okay, we have reached to this our final equation, differential equation. Now what will happen, actually what is the use of this Schrodinger's equation? Actually it is a second order first degree partial differential equation. Okay, it is a second order first degree partial differential equation. So any differential equation has some values, it will show some equations. So according to it, when we solve this equation, we will get and we will put the values. When we will solve this equation and we will get a equation, we will solve this differential equation to get a function, and in that function if we will put the value of r and t, so we will get three kinds of numbers. We will get three numbers, and that among them three numbers would be principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, and the magnetic quantum number of the electron whose wave function is written over here, whose wave function is operated actually. So this is the use of Schrodinger equation. He gave a differential equation to what you can say, that to define or to describe the matter wave of the electron. Okay, so here the topic ends, and hope you friends have understood this video, and I would be uploading a new video on Schrodinger's time dependent equation later on. Okay, so at last, please watch this video, give a view to this video, and like it, and also share this video. Thank you.